got one of my favorite projects here, and my name is Joni, by the way. I'm with Weathered Wings, and this was a project I did. This is what I'm going to show you. I did this project back in the fall, and it's a plain plastic pot that I made to look like concrete and just so pretty. Okay, I love it. So what we're going to do first, we're just going to take this plain pot, and I've got Paint Couture's paint here. It's a chalk style paint in Pacific Pearl. I'm just going to start painting the plastic pot, okay? That's all you have to do. Just start painting it. You don't have to prep it or anything like that, okay? Just get the paint on there, right? And you're going to go all the way around. You're also going to go a little bit down inside like this. Just get it all the way around, okay? And just come all the way around, finish it off, and you're going to sit that down. You're just going to let it dry. Now, you can speed it up a little bit with the heat gun, but, you know, whatever you prefer if you don't have time, but just sit it down and let it dry. All right, and then once it's dry, you've got your one coat of white paint on the plastic pot. Now, I've got this at Dollar Tree, by the way, and you can get them at Dollar General, wherever, just a little $1 cheap plastic pot. Okay, so now we're going to make a mold. All right, and so for spring, I decided to go with the Sparrow's Nest. It's an Iron Orchid Designs mold. So it's got sweet little birds and it's got a couple of nests, okay? So I've already dusted it. You see the white. I've dusted it a little bit with just regular cornstarch and a paintbrush, okay? I'm going to take some of my clay, it's air dry clay, all right? I've already got a little nest made, but I just wanted to show you how I do it. So you just wrap it, not wrap it, but roll it around in your hand. I like a little cornstarch in my hand as well because this air dry clay, this is DOS. I usually use Iron Orchid Design clay. I just happen to be out. So this one's a little bit more sticky, but it's still good. All right, so you just press it down, okay? And try to hold it down. Don't let it pop back up. I've actually got too much. You just rub off the excess. I'm so excited, but I'm a little bit nervous. Can you tell? I'm like, just talking 90 to nothing. I always get a little nervous for some reason on here. Just because, you know, I always want to be able to finish. All right, so you want to make sure that the back gets really smooth, because that's, you know, that's where you're gluing it down, and you want that to be smooth, okay? You want it to be kind of level so it'll glue on nice and flat. All right, clay back. Now, you turn your mold over and just let it flip out. Don't try to pull it, but just let it flip out. See, like that. So what you're going to do, you're going to take your glue, okay? Here's the little nest that I've already made. I did it the exact same way. Okay, so here's the little mold. Isn't that the cutest thing? It's not a mold. Someone got on to me for saying it's a mold. It's a mold casting, okay? It's an embellishment. So you're going to put your glue. I like Tite Bond Quick and Thick glue. Now, I'm just going to spread it in the middle first, okay? Get it all in the middle. And then I'm going to lightly kind of start spreading it around to the edges. Now, this is important. Okay, come around to the edges. And I always get too much on here. And if you do that, it's going to ooze out, which is okay, because you can use a little artist brush and brush it off. But, okay, so once I get it on the edges good, I'll just kind of rake my finger around there just to make sure I get, if there's a lot on there, I'll get a lot of it back off in the center. If you're, you know, better at gluing than me, you may not get so much on there, all right? And then we're just going to lay this right on the pot that we just painted. Okay. Now, and lightly tap down around the edges. Okay, see how a little bit of it oozed out? It's okay. You're going to get a little brush, and you can just brush that right off. It doesn't matter because we're going to paint it again anyway. Okay? Get it off right here. All right. Lightly press down, lightly, because this is still wet, still moist. You don't want to press and smudge all those little details. Now, I'm going to prop it up because this will tend to slide on you. See how it's sliding down? So you want to prop it up level and make sure that it doesn't slide down. All right, let's do the little bird. And you can put as many as these molds on if you saw, you know, the little sunflower one. I put it all the way around. I used pumpkins and sunflowers. All right. And then I'm just gonna stick him right up here at the top. It's got a lot of glue easing off. Let's get that off. Again, it doesn't matter because I'm gonna show you something. All right. So you're gonna keep this propped up. Now, sometimes I use my heat gun and dry my molds. It helps with cracking. It helps drying really fast. Okay. I'm going to leave it propped up like that, and hopefully it won't slide down. Hopefully it's level. Now, once you get it, and you let that dry, okay? You let it dry because we're going to paint this again, and you want this to be hard, okay? So I'm going to take my paint again. All right. So once your mold dries, isn't it cute? It's got those cute little eggs. Oh my gosh. Once it dries, I'm going to give it another coat of paint, okay? Just another coat of paint all over, okay? All over the mold, all in the pot gets a second. Now, the reason I do this, the reason I paint first before I put the mold on there is because these molds, or these castings, I should say, so you're just going to keep painting. You're going to put one more coat over the whole entire thing, just like we did in the beginning, okay? All over. And now it's hard, so you can press down without smudging it. So you can get down. See, this has a lot of little crevices, so you can make sure and get paint along the edges. Oh, I didn't answer my question or my own statement. The reason I glue it down over one coat of paint is because sometimes it'll shrink, the air dry clay, and it'll shrink like maybe a hair, and you might see just a fine line of your surface. So I always just like to paint and then put my mold on there. All right, so then we just go all the way around. Okay, you just go all the way around with your paint, and let's dry it a little bit. Okay. Now the next step is what makes it, okay? And again, you could put a mold all the way around it. Be careful with the heat because just depending on your paint, we're going to be adding crust. This is just what it's called, a crusty paste, okay? We're going to add that on to your pot, okay? You're just going to haphazardly rub this on. I've got a little spatula, little palette knife from the Dollar Tree as well. And we're just going to spread this on. We're making it kind of look like concrete. Okay, you just spread it on. And I even put a little bit on the mold, y'all. Just a little bit. You can rub it on there with your finger. I kind of rub like it on those eggs. Okay? And you're going to go all the way around. All the way around, just haphazardly like that. Nothing special about it. I do like to get right up under the mold. Okay? So we're just rubbing it on like that. I'm going to go all the way around. And it's going to look like this. Okay? It's going to look like this. It's going to have the crust all the way around it. All right? And you're going to let this dry because it dries and it hardens up and it feels, you know, it's a little bit prickly. You could sand it, but I love the texture. I love it. Okay? So now, once you let the crust dry, you're going to paint the whole thing again. Okay? So we painted one coat on the plastic. We put the mold on there. We let that dry. We put the crust on there. We let that dry. We're painting the pot one more time, okay? Painting the pot one more time. We're painting the pot, the crust, because as you can tell, it's a little bit different color. Not much. And so you're just going to paint it all again, okay? Make sure you cover up any little, okay, and that's it. And you're gonna let that dry. I hope I'm not going too fast. I love texture too, Lisa. And this, y'all, this makes a great little gift. You know, Mother's Day's coming up, and if your mom likes flowers, this is such a great little gift. So you're just gonna paint it all over like we did, like I showed you, and then it's gonna look like this, okay? It's painted white all over, okay? Just like that. So now we're gonna do a wash. It's called a paint wash. And what I've done is I've got a little bit of paint mixed up. It's about a 2-to-1 ratio. You know what? I think it's more of a 1-to-1. 1 part paint to 1 part water, okay? And I've got a dark gray here, okay? And it should drip like this, all right? Now, it's all dry. It's all nice and crusty. Everything's dry. I'm coming in with the wash. And look, you just cover it up, slap it on there. See how it's watery and it drips? Okay. Now you're going to take a damp rag. Now I have this on my blog post, y'all, the sunflower one, if you needed something slower and more, you know, better, slower steps and a longer video. It's on my blog at weatheredwings.com. So look, we'll put the wash on there. You're going to take a damp rag, and you probably need several because you're going to just wipe back. That gives the kind of concrete look. And you start rubbing it off, and so if you don't change your rag, you're going to end up just wiping more on. Okay? So see how you're just rubbing that back? And it settles. It settles in all of those little details, right? And if you get done and you think you've wiped too much off, you can do it again. You can do another color. If you wanted to do a green or blue for spring. See how it brings out the details now in the eggs and the bird? Is that not, I love this project, y'all. And there's so many molds you could do it with. But I thought this one was perfect for spring. And see, I'm just wiping it off. See how easy? There's a lot of steps to it, but it's an easy project. It doesn't look easy. That's what I love. It doesn't look easy. Look, I'm just going all the way over it. No rhyme or reason, you just get it on there, okay? Because you're wiping it back. Wet rag, remember wet rag? Turn your rag, damp rag. It's not sopping wet, it's damp. And if for some reason you don't get your wash watery enough, you can spritz it with water. Just take your little spritzer and spritz it. But I kind of like to tap it like this first, and then I'll kind of do more. And I'm going to get another one. See, another damp rag, because I don't want to just keep wiping on. I want to wipe off. I just love that crust stuff. So you just wipe off as much as you like. Now, when this dries and you want to seal it, you can spray seal it, or I like to use Paint Couture's String Guard because it's for outside. It works, you know, it's good for outside. And you can wipe off as much as you want, y'all. Just like it to be in those crevices, so I wipe off most of the top. I'm just wiping off the top. That is it, y'all. That's it. So I went from a plastic pot to a really cute pot. Now I'd keep oh, and if you have crevices that, like, you can't get some off, just use a little brush. Kind of wipe around. Like if you can't get your rag down in some of the areas, you can use a brush. Wet the brush, and again, you can add more on there. The wash just, now I'm gonna come back again on top because when I swirled it around, I blended it all, and I want the top part to be white. I want back to that white paint right on the top of the mold. See, like that. This is the top coat that I like to use as Extreme Guard. I know it's backwards. I don't know why Facebook has made it where you can't make it right. I would also do the inside, y'all, the same. Just do it the same. And wipe it back. Okay, just wipe it back. Alright. I have the molds on weatheredwings.com. It's the Sparrow's Nest mold. Again, here is the sunflower one I did with pumpkins. See how you can put it all the way around? But it's the exact same technique. I've done it several times. So that's it, y'all. That's it. So appreciate you joining me. Let me know if you have any questions about the project. And again, y'all, this is a great gift. And you can make several. You've seen me. I have several. I have several here. And I'll post pictures of this one when we're done. All right. Thank you so much.